Our top story tonight, and President Dr. William Ruto on Monday chaired an emergency session with the cabinet to assess the impact caused by El Nino, where 37 counties are now within the alarm stage, with some rivers bursting their banks, landslides and mudslides occurring in some areas, and loss of lives and livestock in some. The cabinet has now allocated 7 billion shillings to aid in mitigating the situation occasioned by floods, with an additional 10 billion shillings to counties. Moige William begins our broadcast tonight with that report.
4 weeks of extreme rains across the country resulting in floods. And finally, the national government has swung into action, with President William Ruto chairing an emergency session of the cabinet to discuss the El Nino phenomenon.
We discuss the affairs of the people of Kenya.
The meeting following the gravity of the situation that has left a trail of destruction and, in sad instances, claiming lives. Makueni County reporting 4 incidences on Sunday only.
Ningependa sana ya kwamba macho yote ya serikali iangalie hii constituency ya Bura.
Tulikuwa tunategemea soko ya Garissa, maduka ya Garissa, na Garissa nyewe kuna crisis ya chakula.
Cabinet, in some of the agreed interventions to mitigate the situation, allocating 7 billion shillings as contingency fund, and directed the National Treasury to release an additional 10 billion shillings to county governments this week as part of the shareable revenue, urging devolved units to direct these funds to their emergency kitting.
Government has, and Cabinet today, as I said, has talked about those funds and how they will be used to coordinate relief efforts, and of course is asking Parliament again to replenish that amount.
An ad hoc committee on disaster response under the leadership of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has been formulated to coordinate the state's response to floods. Among the immediate interventions of the committee being a lifting of medical supplies to severely affected regions, restoration of infrastructure like roads, and scaling up of humanitarian response, among others.
After the alarm stage, if things get out of hand, if things get worse, then of course the government will decide then whether, based on the data on the ground, it's time to call it a disaster.
Meanwhile, continued advisories continue to stream in from different government and non-governmental agencies, the latest coming from the Kenya National Highway Authority, KENHA, after indefinitely closing the Madogo-Garissa stretch that is part of the Garissa-Nairobi Highway after floods cut through the road, rendering it impassable to both motorists and residents. Also ongoing is evacuation of 100 households affecting Idbala village, Homa Bay County.
Hii ndiye ile barabara, hii ndiye koo ya Garissa, na si Garissa peke yake, ni koo ya Tana River na pande yote ya North Eastern.
Ukiona hii barabara imekatika ni kumaanisha 1, Garissa itakuwa na chakula, 2, fuel hakuna, number 3, and the most dangerous critical situation ni kwamba saa hii kukigonjeka ugonjwa create kwa Garissa, unless akufe hakuna vile mtasaidia.
Cabinet has submitted a proposal to Parliament advocating for an increase in contingency funds and the streamlining of the budget through supplementary appropriations. In response, the National Treasury has been instructed to reallocate funds within their budget to bolster support for the emergency response. Moige William, TV 47.